Hello everyone and welcome back to the LPL. We're here in the second series of the day with FPX versus Rogue Warriors. Now FPX have been on an absolute tear through the LPL once again. They're still undefeated. My name is Matt Naberi Clendaniel, joined here by Barento Raz Muhammad. I'm ready to see more FPX, Raz.
Yeah, I mean, I already talked about it when we got into the day, but for the people that missed out, they're having fast games. They're smashing teams. They're not even having bad opponents. JDG was a great 2-0 that they were able to have, essentially running down their same playstyle and compositions. BLG, another one that I thought BLG were going to be coming even stronger into this split. While they had some hiccups, they were still a strong squad. Not strong enough to be able to stop the early game snowball from FPX. Feels like they're running rough house right now.
What for you right now is defining FPX's success? Is it the same things as last year? How do you break it down into what we're going to see this game from them against Rogue Warriors?
I guess literally the same thing. Like, what I had prepared coming into today was a lot of video packages. Boom, boom. Like, legitimately just them going into the red side jungle fairly consistently, utilizing Doinb's either shove mid or they would force it by getting a gank off. It's the same strategy where they would try and open up an advantage through mid lane and run through the enemy bot side jungle so they can help out LWX and Crisp. And so teams still haven't found a way to be able to deal with it because Tain and Doinb are playing that damn well right now. In fact, remember, Spring Split, we're talking about who got close to being able to get the MVPs because the MVP of the split was Doinb. Who was number 2? It was Knight. You know, it was very easy to be able to say that one. That was a pretty fair one. Surprisingly to me, number 3 was Tain because, yeah, Tain was playing incredibly well. I personally would have had the Shy as number 1 or even in the list. But the point I'm trying to nail down is that both Doinb and Tain had played such a great split that they were essentially synonymous with one another. That if Doinb was doing well, Tain was doing well. And that's what we need to see and catch out continuing on in this split.
They're going to be competing against a very different set of Rogue Warriors players. Of course, we have had substitutions over the off-season. We're now having Holder in the top lane, and the jungle is going to be Haro. And in the bottom lane, there's something you're happy about, right?
Yeah! There's one old man that's reared herself right back in it.
I've been here the whole time.
Old man Huanggai is back to play, baby.
Oh.
Look, I love Killua, but I love Huanggai even more. So let's just see how he rolls up into this game because he's going to be the addition from game to game.
Pick bans coming out hard and fast already. Rogue Warriors have banned away the Silas, the Rise, and the Karma. Lots of flex picks coming out as bans from both sides. And FPX, they want to take away that Olaf on top.
Yeah, Rise is the first ban away, but I wonder if the Silas is going to be... Silas is the second ban. My God, I need to be able to see these ones pretty clearly. But Nico's been the consistent one. In fact, whenever we see the ban options, I think FPX should go towards the Aurelia and Sejuani. I mean, that got locked in pretty quickly, but the Sejuani has been such a great facilitator and combination with both Aurelia and the Camille, surprisingly enough. So I wonder if there's going to be a Camille lock-in. FPX has been a type of team that just run whatever strategy they have through mid lane, but what we've been seeing throughout the entire, like, you know, competition, competitive League of Legends throughout the world, that they've been doing it in both lanes. So Aurelia could be going towards the mid lane, whatever they want, but then they can have like a Yasuo come into this one, the Camille that I had previously mentioned. Renekton is a great pickup there, likely going to Holder.
Of course, the Lux support as well. We've seen it before, and of course, Mark having one of the best performances on it thus far. But FPX, they've got their answers in store as well. We may get to see where these solo laners are going.
Yeah, the Lux has just been so damn fun to watch. Like, no matter what keystone it picks up, primarily the Aftershock. One time we saw, you know, the Guardian, and we saw the Guardian Lux when it was going up against the Yuumi, knowing that the range advantage that Yuumi is just actually just so astronomically high that you're like, well, I'm never going to be in touch with it. I'm never going to have that Q laid down, so I'm just going to have Guardian, so I have the added pressure within the lane, or at least the protection there for ZWuji.
And he's an important player here for Rogue Warriors, of course. Last split, definitely their highlight, and that's why you're seeing the Vayne ban come out here. They're trying to put pressure on this reliable AD carry for Rogue Warriors.
I wonder what the next ban is going to be. I'm thinking Ezreal, but Ezreal works so well alongside the Yuumi. What I'm going to say, I'm going to put this one out there. Ban the Ezreal, pick up the Sivir. Or what Rogue Warriors are forcing them to do now with these AD carry bans is say, you know, don't ban any of them so we can trade. But if you ban the Ezreal, then we'll ban the Sivir, and we're going to force you on another matchup. So great so far. There we go, the Xayah being banned. So now we get to see a trade.
See what the final ban is here for Rogue Warriors. A lot of focus coming in from both teams down onto the bot side of the map. And of course, it makes sense given what we know about FPX, given the massive carry potential of ZWuji. The final ban is going to be a Kled here.
It's a takeaway from both Doinb and GimGoon. That was what was the funniest thing when Doinb joined FPX, because it was both Kled players locking arms and saying that, hey guys, we have a good flex pick on our hands. You know what would work super well with ZWuji, by the way? Kled. I was talking about Camille and Yasuo, and I forgot we had literally 2 Kled players on hand.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see it today, Raz, but, you know, never give up on hope. We might get to see it in a future FPX series. Instead, right now in this series, Rogue Warriors are going to pick up the Kaisa for ZWuji.
Okay. I mean, the Sivir and Yuumi is just so strong in being able to shove out the wave. So now you put in something that can just throw a wrench in the plans. A great ganking jungler, and I would expect it to be the Elise. Shouldn't be going to the bottom side of the map, but if you see the Renekton, then I don't even care if I see an Elise or the Rek'Sai. They're both going to be playing the same game. Renekton and Elise, that's going to hurt. I don't even care what the matchup is. We're going to find out right now. That is going to hurt some.
What is the answer here for GimGoon? How is he going to keep himself safe? Or, at the very least, less dead?
Let's see. I'm thinking, I already said the Camille, but, ooh, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Nautilus mid? Nautilus mid. All right. So it's a Nautilus mid. Nautilus mid is a little hard to work around. So it makes sense that it's going to be either like a Nico mid, Renekton top lane. Rogue Warrior should have 2 strong laning phase matchups now, and 2 great setups for Elise. Elise should never find herself in the bottom set of the map, knowing that she both has the Strangle Barbs in the mid lane to try and get a gank off of Nautilus, though inadvisable because Nautilus could stay alive for a long time. Or the top side of the map and expect a dive on top of the Aurelia.
Aurelia is going to have to be really careful coming into this one, Raz. But let's talk a little bit about the team compositions. Now that we've got the Nautilus mid, this is a disgusting amount of CC coming onto the side of FunPlus.
Yeah, 2 melee champions to work around the ZWuji CC that's already there. Like, that's a great skirmish you'd have in the top set of the map. And if we're just talking about how FPX have succeeded in the past, or just in the last 2 series that they've had, it's been around Doinb claiming control through mid lane and just trying to skirmish, trying to fight. And I think they have that with the composition that they've nailed down.
He's definitely good at scrapping there. One of my favorite things to say about him is he's a top laner in a mid laner's body. And this time, not exactly a top lane pick, but it is a very beefy one. Now, looking at the side of Rogue Warriors, what can we expect from this other than a heavy top lane focus?
So, I mean, you just nailed it. So why'd you even ask me the question? What were you trying to get?
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else they want to do when they get to the mid game, when they get to the late game. What are they looking for?
Later on in the game, you have great pick potential there. Not a lot of people will see this coming when you see competitive play and there's a Lux involved, but you have both Lux Q and the Elise Q evolved. At that point, I mean E, Cocoon and the Strangle, or oh my god, there's a lot actually. I didn't even mention the Strangle Barb. Pick potential, my friend. That's a lot that you have in your wheelhouse.
All about the picks coming in here for Rogue Warriors, but FPX got to get that bot lane ahead, got the CC for the fights. I want to see who's going to come out on top here because Rogue Warriors so far down 0-1, but this may be their way back into the LPL. We're going to find out in game number 1 of FPX versus Rogue Warriors.
Ooh, nothing interesting. There we go, there we go. Got the invade happening. Bit surprised they didn't place a ward on the bot side bush as well, just near the red bush. So they just wanted to put in a deep ward next to the Raptor camp.
They got all 3, Raz. They got all 3 LGD chants. But FPX definitely coming out as the fan favorites, and my god, the Colonel's favorite as well.
I mean, that's the easiest bet. Well, it's 51%. It may go all, oh, actually 60%. Yeah, 60%. I was looking at the medium point. Okay, that's pretty impressive, but remember, FPX coming into this one with 2 2-set wins, and Rogue Warriors coming off with a loss. So you can just start out any game and say you're going to lose. Like, I mean, that's not telling me too much, Colonel. So I'm just going to go with what I have here, and that's Elise starting on the bot side of the map. With the ward being there, I'm kind of surprised that that's the decision Haro decided to make. I expect him to go the long way around the bush and the ward. The ward and the bush, good lord. And find himself at the wolf camp. Let's see what he ends up doing. Because here's the thing, just because we've already seen 2 games in a row where we have the Raptor ward. If you do go what he's doing right now, yeah, he's taking the long way around, he actually gets more experience out of this one. Because recognizing that he's able to get the Krugs, while the enemy jungler has gotten himself the Raptors, usually the trade is double Raptors for double Krugs. That's the forced path, but you're pathing away from your bottom side and you're saying, okay, best case scenario, you get that. But take a look at what Tain did. Tain actually went towards his Krugs, cleared that one out, so now he can get the experience advantage if he wants to go towards the bottom side of the map. So I think that's a great adaptation. Pick up the Raptors when you're there. So we'll have to see. This is all hinges on how Doinb does mid lane.
Oh, but now we see both junglers going top.
Wow.
Tain knows exactly what Haro wants to be doing here.
Does he get seen? Oh, he did. I think, yeah, he bet.
Yeah, definitely got pinged down.
He was so close. Why did that boar's
disgusting.
butt have to be so fat?
That's right. Get the piggy. Use the piggy skin. It's the
That's
best one.
why flat butt is actually so much more beneficial. The fact that he peeked in and he was like, wait a minute. What is that?
Wait. Jungler
Alright.
thick. All right. Get out of there, Tain.
All right. Well, at least he's was able to fully push out top lane wave. Actually, I think he's holding him. Well, he can't hold the full wave, so it really gets the full push. ZWuji can go bot side and clear out the camps that she had. She just can't get the full experience advantage of going towards the Raptors because Elise was able to get there first. So sad face on that one.
The mid lane, though, Doinb is struggling quite a bit we're looking at here. Yes, he's about even in CS, but he is being chunked out pretty hard by HuaTian. And now Haro getting spotted out after he tried to take the scuttle. Will be secured by him. Now we may see a fight over the blue buff. And this is something Doinb can't contest. He's half health, almost no mana. So this would require a roam in from the bottom side of the map. But here's ZWuji and Huanggai.
If they are committing to it, expect the teleport to come through already there.
Teleport from both sides. Tain in a lot of trouble, has to flash away after the Arctic Assault, but teleport comes back in from Doinb. This could be a full-on team fight. GimGoon's just level 3. He's in trouble. First blood goes down on him, and now Rogue Warriors chasing FPX out of their own jungle.
Take a look at that from Rogue Warriors. They expect FPX to all in that situation. The moment you see ZWuji just sticking on top of the buff, it's not like she's dumb. She's recognized that Doinb is going to teleport in the area, and the same is going to happen to GimGoon depending on how all in we're going. So I love the Strangle Barb that came through right as the teleport from Doinb comes in. So they see them both coming at the same time, and they're able to nail down both.
Now looking at the Lux, we of course see the Guardian this time against the Yuumi once again. LWX getting pretty low on mana, so won't have a whole lot of wave clear options at the moment.
What you just saw there, too, is the shield that she was able to give herself. Well, shield bash, thankfully. I mean, you're going into the Resolve Tree primary, but you still get the damage from that one with shield bash. But take a look at this. Yeah, you teleport right there, you're going to get hit by the Strangle Barb. And so Tian's already out. How can you take this fight? If you already have 5 people ready for you, GimGoon had no way of canceling that one out, and Doinb's already forced to back. What's going on, buddy?
He is really struggling in this lane. At the very least, he's keeping up in CS.
But that's what we were talking about coming into the Champion Select screen. That at this point, Haro not only got the Elise option, but he already has both solo laners that have positive matchups. Now, what you're seeing in front of your face is not only just a bad trade, but that's Doinb having his first person, like his POV stream. So if you want to see Nautilus being pushed to base at every opportunity, you can go on Douyu for that one. To me, that's fun. That's what I love. Not only do I love to learn from point of view streams, but also when you're seeing someone just get absolutely thrashed, you go on to see their POV, see how well they're playing it, how much they're struggling, and on top of that, there's a camera there sitting there too, so you can see this. You can see the tilt.
How disgusted is Doinb by this camp? But looks like he will get a little bit of help from GimGoon there as well.
Yeah, he's never a guy to get tilted, is something that's great about Doinb. Whenever they find themselves in a deficit, as LWX is going to trade upon here, let's take a look at this. He's always the type of person that's consistently communicating, who slows the pace of the game down. He is vocal. Whenever we talk about shot callers, people always think, oh, is there just that one guy who's talking, right? Is he the high of the team? I mean, everybody talks, but is always a dominant voice. And in this team, it's certainly Doinb.
Now, bot side of the map, still not doing too great. The Sivir not even able to get the shove into the Kai'Sa and the Lux. So this lane hasn't been doing too fantastically, but should be able to pick up a little bit of CS here as well. So LWX and Crisp aren't going to complain too much.
Yeah, the Lux is being able to carry the lane out, so that's what I'm not too surprised about. It's when the Sivir comes back into the lane with a completed Essence Reaver or just the pickaxe where her Q and W will be able to get some full clear off there. Or maybe just some time for Crisp to start poking out. I feel like that hasn't been giving to him as well.
GimGoon looking for a little bit of a trade here. He's doing well into this matchup now, has a 12 CS lead. He's going to be pretty happy with that. HuaTian going to land the Tingle Barbs, but Doinb with a good dredge line will keep himself safe. Not really concerned for this mid lane matchup right now if you're FPX.
Yeah, what's usually difficult is if you're Nico, you usually just auto-push the wave, but he's been doing a great job at holding it and punishing the matchup. So it's usually something that Doinb doesn't have to worry about, but HuaTian's coming into this game incredibly strong. Remember, he coming into this series, coming into the split, HuaTian was perceived to be one of the worst mid laners in the league. Like, that's just how stark it was. But he, for me, already has proven himself to be, like, the fastest improving mid. Like, player. Okay,
oh,
well, you know,
okay.
I can't talk. I'm not allowed anymore. That was just a great kill on Huanggai when he had heal up.
Okay, and now the final chapter from Chris. This is just going to be the double kill down here in the bottom lane. Killer Instinct not going to be able to keep you safe there, ZWuji. Here comes the Prowling Projectile. It timed out. Come on, Chris. What are you doing? Pot Blossom coming in the mid lane keeps HuaTian safe, but just as we praise them, Rogue Warriors start to stumble a little bit. But there's the ultimate. HuaTian, you walked a little bit too far forward, my friend.
Yeah, take a look at his camera on that one. A little bit of tilt because he was coming in to help, but obviously gets himself sandwiched by the Nautilus and taken out. But bottom lane. This is what happens when you get too old, you know, and you just, your wrists start getting too rusty. It's sad. He's 26, everybody. He's not that old, but certainly not pressing the heal button as much as he could. He just didn't expect himself to get killed out that quickly.
What we just saw there on that back has got to be the most tilting part about watching a Yuumi support. It's like, all right, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Oh, wait, 80 carries back and right next to him. Going to get away with that. And now Haro looking up towards the top lane, trying to find a gank. But here's one gank that worked a lot better.
Yeah, he tried to help out his jungler when they were contesting for Raptors, but you always have to have an eye on your own mid laner. So it just comes down to how focused you are in the game. In that situation, lost it.
Now Holder pushing up into the top side. He's going to be having success in this matchup once again. Formerly at a 12 CS deficit, now up by 13. But the Tiamat should help GimGoon out a little bit. And I'm happy with how FPX have been doing despite the jungle pressure, despite the lane matchup pressure. They've been holding their own.
Yeah, they have. I mean, the top side of the map, if we're just talking about purely drafting, it's awful, right? The top side of the map, unfortunate that they're on the red side of the map and still got put in bad situations in all three matchups because they're just trying to scale. But to your point, ever since the last snafu on the bottom side of the map where they lose around the blue buff invade, they're able to slow the game down, get the pick on HuaTian, and really start taking advantage of LWX and Chris' lane matchup.
Now FPX are able to pick up the Dragon off the back of that, but the Rift Herald will be taken down by Rogue Warriors. But important where's ZWuji going to get taken down from? There's the slow from the Prowling Projectile. Here comes the Arctic Assault. ZWuji going to save the Killer Instinct, keeps himself safe for the time being. Now they're rotating onto Huanggai. There's the ultimate to follow up. Goodbye, Huanggai. LWX gets his second kill of the game.
That was great from Tain, holding on to his ultimate for full effectiveness. Just knowing. Okay.
Doinb, what?
Hello.
There goes the depth charge, dredge line to follow it up, and one nice little satisfying smack to get the kill.
Thumbs up there, too. Hey, what are you doing? Get away from me. Hey!
Doinb's going to try fighting Haro, and Haro's on the losing end so far. Now Doinb's starting to take some damage. Chance here as well to try and stop it. HuaTian comes in. Pop Blossom's going to pop. It will get the stun onto Doinb. Doinb incredibly low, but the Yuumi's there to save him with the shield and the heal.
Give him another thumbs up. Well, they can't see it now.
Still do it.
Yeah. What the hell was that? I didn't think. Look, you knew that FPX was going to be there to be able to protect you in the area. They end up getting the job done. I think the only positive there from Rogue Warriors is that they kept them interested for long enough where ZWuji came back up and alive, able to go back to the bottom side and get the shove before Sivir's able to base. So that's one small positive. which is already off of a start of a snowball. Take a look at this. I thought they were going to take a little bit more time, wait for Huanggai to come back in. They got no patience for that. Nautilus already on his way. It was Nico that was sitting mid, waiting for the next minion wave, lost track of where the Nautilus was going, so even after the pick, didn't have any idea that he would be going straight for Huanggai.
Now Doinb going to clear out the mid lane wave. He's now 2-0-0. He's so happy with this now. In the top lane, sure, it's not going fantastically for FPX, but it's just a 10 CS deficit at this point. But Haro now going to try and expand that a little bit more. He has the Rift Herald. He has the top wave pressure with Holder, trying to make something happen for the team. Yeah,
if they have such a slim lead, right, they're not able to essentially snowball Holder and Haro going, then you're going to lose this game. I'm sorry. You have Elise, Renekton versus what composition FPX are going to be running in fights. Okay, we're right through.
Dredge line there. Threading the needle for Doinb, chunking HuaTian down to about a third health, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. Doinb's fine with that. He has the depth charge back up, so the next time that happens...
What is he, Ning? What are you sitting in that bush that long for?
He's really feeling this.
I'll get him at some point. Like, think of this way. Haro, okay, we'll have to look at this first.
We'll have to think in the bot lane first. The Killer Instinct goes in, now on the hunt. LWX dodges it out. Fancy footwork from him.
Now back in the top lane.
Finally, they gave up and they just dropped it.
Yeah, they have HuaTian top too, so they fully committed on this one. Even with ZWuji in the area, you can't do much to protect this.
HuaTian has his GLP as well, so he's got his first item. So you don't really want to contest that just yet. Huanggai getting chunked out with the Prowling Projectile. The Boomerang Blade will not land from LWX.
No.
Now the final chapter comes out. Will they be able to find the root on a ZWuji? They do, but don't find a whole lot of follow-up damage there. Top lane tower, of course, did fall to Rogue Warriors, so they're going to be sitting almost even in gold now, just down by about 700.
Look at how much Rogue Warriors lost for that top side play. Sure, you were able to get the tower fully and move the gold amongst yourself, but that's 2 minion waves fully taken away. Doinb was able to push mid lane, and now HuaTian is behind in the CS margin. And of course, an experience because he had to share top side experience, while Doinb got the full one, so he has himself a level lead.
Feels like at this point, Rogue Warriors really haven't been able to execute on what they came into this game looking to do. The top side, it's ahead, yeah, but how ahead are you really against FPX at this point? Not at all. 1.4K gold lead in FPX's pocket.
So one benefit, as I already mentioned, is they can just segue into their pick comp. Only problem is, who are you going to pick? So you'd think Yuumi, but of course she's going to be on top of Sivir. So why not Sivir? Then you got, okay, well, she has her E, so Spell Shield's going to be able to stop that. Move towards Nautilus, he probably wants that. To be honest. Same with the ZWuji, and GimGoon has a few options there too, so if we're just talking about how they end up finding these picks, it would have to be FPX drastically misplaying the position that they have. So if, let's say if LWX push out mid a little bit too much and Nautilus not in the area with no teleport up, then you lose a lot, and that's on FPX. But if they're all grouped up together, I think they're in a great spot for these fights.
FPX, of course, versus Rogue Warriors. We have the turret platings on the screen, 800 for both teams, but what's important, look at where the turret plating is gone. For Rogue Warriors, all of them in the top lane. FPX, 4 in the bottom lane there for LWX. They are getting him scaling fast.
Yeah, the AD carry being accelerated is the most important thing. And it's a Sivir too, which means you can go towards Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and just find yourself that souped up before you even get into like later on in the mid game. So I'm pretty happy with what FPX has gotten for themselves. And if we're just talking about Irelia being behind, if your team is pretty strong, and if Irelia joins a team fight while behind, I don't think ZWuji can tell the difference with Irelia jumping at her face. So I think there's still a lot of great backline threat that Irelia can still provide.
A lot of chunk coming down there from LWX. Doinb goes in with the dredge line. What can he find now? The Pop Blossom onto 3. Rogue Warriors running away with the fight. They get the shutdown onto LWX. Follow up the kill onto Doinb. GimGoon trying to solo carry the rest of this fight, but the flash from Holder takes down 1. That's nearly an ace there. It follows up. Rogue Warriors at 16 minutes in the game have aced FPX.
What a weird fight to start. Right there, Huanggai had his mark, was able to get a net like 3-4 man ultimate across the board. Well done for Rogue Warriors in a fight that it seemed like FPX wanted to pick up.
Of course, the Drake is still on the field, but let's take a look at how that started one more time.
Look at this. Like, vision control is flatly there for Rogue Warriors, and you already have them all grouped up on top of LWX. So LWX, the sole holder of the gold, dies immediately. So not a way you want to start the fight.
Definitely not the way you want to continue it either with the full ace coming in. FPX having a little bit of a struggle there.
But kudos to Holder there. Holder finds himself right into the back line and just eviscerates LWX. And think of it in the viewpoint of how you're supposed to protect LWX in these fights. Doinb goes in, and if he tries to use all of his abilities to get the fight going for himself, then you shift the responsibility on towards Tain. If Tain is there trying to back people up, this is pretty focused on dive is my point. And I would say you're then hoping on Crisp's ultimate to be able to lay the field down. And it takes some time, 3 waves of layering up to get those snares across. So it's hard for LWX, and I think he'll play the next fight better.
LWX, for now, though, going to be trying to get damage down onto that tower. They chunked it down to half, but wave clear coming in from ZWuji and Huanggai going to be too much for them to answer. At the very least, they've gotten a little bit of poke now.
But take a look at how competitive this game is. Coming into this split, I said that Rogue Warriors are a playoff contending team now. No, I didn't even say contending. I say they are a playoff team. Just because if we're talking about how strong of a lineup they have, Haro's been a world with EDG, and he's been a fantastic Lee Sin player. Mechanics is not a question with him. Holder, not a lot of people actually recognize him, but we'll have to see it now.
Great ultimate there from both the support and the jungler there of FPX.
Wow.
HuaTian pop and keeps him alive. ZWuji comes in with the killer instinct, and now Tain alone versus 4. Rogue Warriors turn another fight in their favor, and now they may be able to catch Doinb. He's low, he's stunned, gets away with the dredge line, but they've lost 2.
That was a great turn. GimGoon's just sitting in the top side with no teleport too, so Tain must be thinking, in and out, easiest kill of my life. We can get this one, and we can rotate without worrying too much with HuaTian dead, but he stays alive. The ultimate just bursts down LWX. I want to see that one more time.
This is the thing, though, Raz. We were talking about who are you going to pick, and it turns out Rogue Warriors, they're just like, anyone. I don't care. We'll just fight.
It's a lot of DPS coming through, and take a look at this. LWX, they thought the damage would be easy. Q was used for the wave, so he didn't have for the kill. I think it would have been enough, but if you're going to take that much HP off of LWX, he flashed forward too, so he is certainly panicking in the situation. With the right reasons. At that point, everything is going to hell if you can't even get that kill on HuaTian in that situation.
HuaTian barely staying alive, but as a result of that, 1-1-7 on this Nico. He's picked up Hextech GLP 800 plus the Twin Shadows. He has the 2 items he needs to be the most obnoxious team fighter in the game.
And guess who took control of that fight? It was ZWuji, right? Going back to the point about Rogue Warriors being a playoff team, Holder is sensational. You'll see him when he comes through, already having a pretty good game here. And ZWuji's coming in as really the hottest commodity in the LPL. He has had an incredible rookie split, and at this point, is having a great game. I don't think they'll touch him.
ZWuji, when you have an amazing enough performance that on a near last place team, people can still say, yeah, that ZWuji guy, fantastic. That gives you an idea of the quality of this player.
You recognize moments of last split, being, of course, the Baron steal when they went up against RNG, taking down RNG in that split, of course, through his Vayne play. He challenged and actually won lane versus Uzi in that split, which is insane to be able to say. Of course, that team had a very identical, I guess, team identity as RNG. So they were very much about their bottom side of the map, and so they really clashed heads at that. This time, I like the fact that there's diversity here, and you can play through Holder. Haro can have his carry performances as well. So that's something that's really hype about Rogue Warriors. They even brought on Kesman, former RNG manager. Now he's their team manager. And Maokai, Coach Maokai, who's been with EDG, BLG. He's been with a few teams, and he's been a very smart drafting coach. So a lot of hype around this new Rogue Warriors.
Now looking at FPX, now that Rogue Warriors have made play after play and gotten themselves this advantage, how do FPX claw it back? Yes, it's a 2K gold lead, so it's not massive, but now Rogue Warriors can actually find those picks. They can find these team fights, it feels like.
It really is a simple point about farming. It's the safest way to play this one out. You challenge Rogue Warriors on taking crucial risks around Baron, and you challenge it with your numerous points of CC. You have great wave clear, and you already have IE Essence Reaver picked out on LWX. You just need your attack speed item. If you get your rapid fire cannon, you're in a great spot. There's a lot of damage that can come through front to back, and I think they should be confident around that.
Name of the game then for FPX, just wait it out, try and get what you can, don't give up too much, but now they're going to have to give away the Ocean Drake when the Baron becomes a point of contention, that's going to be a concern.
It's actually insufferable playing up against Yumi later on in this game because the slow that she has off of her Q, and of course once she's able to get her second item, which is Ardent Sensor, is going to be nice. She's going to be able to, of course, protect her AD carry, has the extra shield there with the Athene's Unholy Grail, and then make it so then LWX is just an absolute wrecking crew. It's going to be so hard for Rogue Warriors to be able to find themselves in the back line with the Elise, Renekton, that really is catered towards diving front to back with their slice and dice, and just it's not going to be pretty. So that's something I'm worried about when it comes to Rogue Warriors later on in the game dealing with FPX, but they're the ones with the lead, so I don't think they'll drop it. We'll have to see.
They have ZWuji, of course, at 4-1-4. He's down in CS, up in kills. Has the stopwatch available for the next team fight as well, and I think that's going to be a strength as you look across the board for Rogue Warriors. 4 stopwatches prepared for them. They take a team fight. They have so much extra time, so many extra rotations.
Yeah, they're winning.
Win.
They're going to win that fight. That's as easy as it can get, unless if it's like a crucial misplay. But at this point, take a look at the Baron pressure that they have here. Vision control is completely in their favor.
Really smart itemization coming out from Rogue Warriors. They have the opportunity now, because they have the pressure around the Baron, they have the stopwatches.
Muramana is completely picked out. Right now, if I'm Rogue Warriors, you just start on Baron. They're trying to look for a pick here, but they're not going to find it. Okay, wait a minute.
Well, maybe they will, Raz. Doinb so low, survives though. Teleport coming in. Is that going to be the 5-man final chapter? It is. Pop Blossom comes in, lands on a 2. Tain picks off Haro on the backside of the fight. It looks like Chris incredibly low, but he will get saved up there by LWX. HuaTian goes down. FPX maybe turning the fight in the game. ZWuji though still alive. Still the carry, pops the stopwatch, goes golden. LWX gets taken down. ZWuji does as well, and it's up to Doinb. It's up to Chris to 2 versus 2. Huanggai low, not dead. Doinb won't find the damage, and Chris, the last one alive, gets taken out. The triple kill to
What
Holder.
do you do if you're Holder in this situation and you're the last man standing, right? Just push up the wave, head back to base. That's what I would look for. But that was a damn good fight from Rogue Warriors, even with what was a great setup from Yumi.
That was, I think, the most disgusting final chapter we've seen so far in competitive League
Yeah,
of Legends.
take a look at it. I just want to see it for the final chapter. I thought this wasn't going to be a pick, by the way. I didn't see Doinb getting picked out here. But here comes the final chapter. Set up. Tain is in a great spot, too. But take a look at ZWuji. Finds himself just behind the wall here. So he's able to find himself, of course, completely in a safe environment, front to back end. GimGoon gets erased, can move towards, but the flash is what I think was the crucial error here. That he thinks he can just go for a burst play with his stopwatch, but forgets that they don't have damage at this point of the game without him. So if they had slowed it down, I think they were in a great spot. Unfortunately, it's just going to turn out okay, I suppose, with Holder being the last man standing.
5-1-5 now on that. Renekton has the Guardian Angel picked up alongside the Spear of Shojin and the Black Cleaver. That is a very scary alligator.
Hell yeah. And he has himself the Guardian Angel to boot. So, of course, with the stopwatch being exposed, all that good stuff out of the way, Guardian Angel is a great go-to item to just dive and be confident that if they focus on you, it's ZWuji and I was about to say HuaTian, and then he changed his name to Holder because he's Nico. I almost said the wrong name on that one. But yeah, HuaTian going to be dishing out the damage throughout the fight. And remember, that was a fight without the ultimate from Nico really doing too much. So want to see what we can get. It's looking really good from Rogue Warriors.
That said, all the stopwatches have been burned on that one fight. So
we still got one of them.
Yep, still got one. On to Haro. But FPX, I feel like they can be happy with that fight regardless. They took it very close. They do now have the attack speed item on LWX, the Phantom Dancer, to give them a little bit of more team fight safety. So I think they're still fine in this one.
Yeah, I thought he would go rapid fire cannon for the extra range, but of course we already saw how hectic these team fights are. He is going to take damage. He just wants to be safe. I think the next item at this point, looking out for his own safety, would probably be Guardian Angels. He wants to be alive as much as possible. And they're always pivoting and putting themselves in a position to deal damage to him.
Now, speaking of dealing damage, ZWuji is looking mighty disgusting right now. 6-1, 6-2 and 6 rather on the Kai'Sa. 3 items picked up for him as well.
Asher's Tooth. Now, Nashor's Tooth is a really good pickup. I mean, if we're just talking about if you're confident in the AD that you have on your team, Nashor's Tooth has just so much stats. One of the most efficient, gold-efficient items in the game. Cooldown reduction, that's something nice. Extra poke that you'd have on your W as well. The attack speed is bonkers. It looks like they're going on towards Huanggai.
FPX, they're going in. They will be able to find the pick onto Huanggai. Will they follow up onto Holder and ZWuji? There's the 2. Will they find the 3 onto Haro? Not yet, but they will find ZWuji. Pop Blossom comes in. The teleport as well, coming in from Rogue Warriors. FPX now on the wrong side of the fight. ZWuji, they need to take him out as soon as possible. They will get the shutdown, but Tain still barely holding on at this point. LWX kiting back as best he can. Should be able to find Holder. Pops the GA. HuaTian low as well. That's just the clone, though. And Holder going to fall in the end of the fight, getting the shutdown onto LWX.
That was such a great way to kite through knowing you won't have Aurelia there. And guess what they have right in front of them?
The Baron, baby. Not going to be able to be contested here. Haro may be able to find the steal. Doesn't have the flash,
Teleport.
though. Teleport going to come in from the flank.
I don't think you could take this fight, but they're willing to do anything here. Execute on Elise is huge. Are they going to go for a steal here?
Trying to get the zoning. 2,000 health remaining on the Baron. Not going to be able to get in. He gets taken out instead. And the Baron secured by FunPlus Phoenix. They find their way back at the 28-minute mark.
Yeah, they were confident in that Smite fight because he didn't have flash to go in for the execute too. So Haro had no real way of being able to get that one. So great fight from FPX. I want to see it again in the perspective of LWX to start it all off because they go right in there. They get the pick on towards Huanggai. And my concern at this point forward, while you lose your support, in comes in the Renekton in a great position for a teleport. And FPX are on the run. But easier if ZWuji really puts himself in a position to get smashed. So that's the second fight in a row where ZWuji really is not playing it as slow as he should.
A little bit of over-aggression from him, but a bit of repercussions for the team on that one. Infernal Drake and the Baron have been picked up now by FunPlus Phoenix. The question is what they're going to do with it next, because FPX is still looking pretty aggressive here. But they know that Doinb is back, so they really don't want to chase this one down. Teleport's almost up for both GimGoon and Doinb.
Now the goal leads in favor of FPX. It's just hard to see who ends up winning this one going forward because ZWuji is the one with 7 kills. Right? He has such a huge lead, and he's played the last 2 fights pretty poorly. So if we're just talking about, like, or at least the end of the fights, right? Overplaying his hand per se. We're just talking about what happens if ZWuji is able to play it out as patiently as possible. If HuaTian is able to get a crucial Tangle Barb, then Rogue Warriors can take this game back. FPX have to recognize this one and play as disciplined as you can around LWX.
I think they won't have much trouble with that at the moment. And of course, there is that massive CS lead on LWX, sort of mitigating the problems with ZWuji being so far ahead in kills.
He has QSS too, so that's his option if he ever gets hit up with any of the pick opportunities.
Of course not. Is running the teleport instead of the heal or the cleanse. Looks like not going to be able to steal it away. Still has the red buff from last fight, though.
Got mid lane pushed out. They can rotate towards the bottom side of the map. They have 2 waves they can work with. So right now, FPX have a lot they can move with. There we go. It's going to be on Rogue Warriors to try and send members down here. But if they take the short path, that's an easy fight for FPX to pick up. They need to play this one slowly.
FPX pushing it out. They have so much wave clear off the back of LWX. Of course, 3.5 items as we've mentioned. Has the QSS as well. So he's pretty safe, especially with the front line here. FPX Tain still trying to body block as best they can.
They have another wave to work with. Nice cannon minion just smashing this turret. And take a look at mid lane. Now, if we take a look at it, Aurelia's already on it with the wave. So they're just letting the minions do the work at this point.
Top wave pushing in as well. So FPX pretty happy with the situation of the waves as it stands. Lethal Tempo has been procced there by LWX.
This is maybe going a little bit too far, knowing that Aurelia is nowhere near to threatening the inner tower. Rogue Warriors have an option to just fight.
On the Hunt is available, however, for LWX, plus the QSS, plus the Flash. So I think he feels safe, gets caught by the Tangle Barbs, but the heal from Yuumi is going to be enough. Defensive ultimate from Tain as well. I don't think FPX want to continue across this route.
You can tell how far behind at this stage Rogue Warriors were. They cannot take this fight knowing that Aurelia is still mid lane. So getting tougher and tougher. You got to make the desperate call.
Huanggai pretty low. Light Binding lands. Pop Blossom coming in. Flash lands onto both of the tanks, but LWX still completely fine there in the backline, getting so much damage off. And just watch LWX as he chases down this fight. But ZWuji, that's who he has to contend with. And so far, he's doing a great job of it. Killer Instinct is down. Inhibitors both still available.
Oh, no.
They're still going for this. I don't know about this one, LWX. You need to be really careful. Taking a ton of damage there from the W of ZWuji may finally force them out of the fight.
Still getting healed up there by LWX. So that's, or at least by Crisp at that point. That's how hard it is. ZWuji still thought he had an opening there to go for the fight, but of course, they end up disengaging. LWX is still safe behind his front line. Doinb may have died, and you saw how good that play can look when HuaTian is in the thick of things, but still not able to get too much out of it. At least they can push FPX back. Keep their inhibitors with Baron completely off.
Now, FPX will be able to push in again. The Baron not available. Next Drake will be a Mountain, so if FPX are able to secure that, suddenly the Baron becomes a whole lot scarier for Rogue Warriors, who already have a Mountain of their own.
I mean, just rolling this one back, too. We're talking about compositions. You said that Rogue Warriors had great lanes, but really needed to be able to nail down those advantages early on Holder, but that hasn't been the case. It hasn't been a snowball. GimGoon is able to get out of that one scot-free. That's what he's been doing throughout his career, by the way. He'd pick himself on the former FPX like last year. Bad matchups, and would come into team fights just as strong. He's confident being put in these situations that he will still be able to benefit the team, and so allows the team to draft away from him. And this is the positives that you get from it. He comes into the fight strong. Holder seems like he needs to be a superhero to be able to come out ahead.
Well, a lot of safety has been built on Rogue Warriors as well. If you take a look, Guardian Angel still up there for Holder, but Zhonya's have been completed for Haro and HuaTian. So in these fights, when things get busy, there's the chance that they can stall things out. I
mean, and ZWuji. That's triple Zhonya's. So there's more outplay potential here, as that's just being an AP Kaisa here. So interesting to see. If we're talking about what this composition doesn't lack, it's AP. I think it's always a risk to go this heavy in towards AP when you know your only AD anchor is the Renekton. It makes it easier for the tanks. I mean, look at this. I know there's a lot of armor that got picked up by Tain, but he can start moving towards what is a lot more magic resist, knowing that that's a lot of tanks that he has to deal with. Here we go. They're running him down.
On the hunt coming in. Doinb not going to be able to find it, but the ultimate from Tain lands. They just need the one pick. Depth charge going to follow it up as well. But the ultimates all from FPX have been whiffed at this point. HuaTian trying to get the slow down with the spooky ghost. He finds one slow field. It looks like FPX will be able to disengage in time.
It wasn't a subtle way to start the fight. It's pretty easy to back away from that one, and that's Sejuani ultimate gone now.
Lots of ultimates gone there on the side of FPX, so they're going to have to wait this one out if they want to fight. Don't have the on the hunt, don't have the depth charge, don't have the final chapter. They have basically nothing for this next fight.
Take a look at how impactful Yumi's Q is. Every time it nails someone down, they have to use a dash to get out. At worst, they're forced to use flash, but take a look. No flash there for ZWuji and Huanggai. They are primary targets. The only one with flash up and available for Rogue Warriors is Haro.
LWX just needs to get them into the position to land the slow, though, and so far he's being zoned off pretty strongly by the side of Rogue Warriors. Now, LWX carefully positioned in the bottom side of the fight, but GimGoon
we got somebody.
Goes real aggressive. HuaTian, they might be able to find it. He goes for the Pop Blossom plus the Zhonya's. The ultimate from Huanggai lands onto most, but it doesn't matter. Just not enough damage. They've picked off Huanggai, going in for the re-engage. Glacial Prison, not going to be able to find anyone with the final chapter, and FPX are forced to back off, happy with the one pick.
They should just go straight for the inhibitors, but guess who calls that out? Rogue Warriors straight towards Baron.
They know this is happening. FPX need to find a second fight of their own. The Prowling Projectiles coming out. Rogue Warriors have backed off at this point, so FPX can go for neither the inhibitor nor the Baron. I say that, but they're just going to turn straight for the Baron. The teleport coming in from GimGoon. Still 20 seconds on HuaTian remaining. Rogue Warriors have to play this next fight beautifully.
There we go. This is going to be the fight. Oh,
GimGoon, Vanguard's Edge onto 2. He's going to find the first pick there onto Haro. Holder gets low. The Sterix Gauge keeping him alive for now. Guardian Angel has been popped. ZWuji still alive at the back of the fight, but he's incredibly low. Holder going to get taken down. GimGoon still survives thanks to a Sterix Gauge of his own.
GimGoon is wild, and it's not going to end here. LWX is looking for more.
Teleport comes in. LWX goes for an aggressive flash. ZWuji so low. He's not going to be able to find it with the dredge line, but everyone's diving into the tower. Doinb falls for it, but they will get the full clean ace and the triple kill for LWX.
Sacrificed himself for everything. If GimGoon doesn't get MVP after all of that, I would be heartbroken. That was masterful from him, realizing he could be there for the team in a Baron buff fight. But guess what he does? Just go straight for the back line. Flashes over the wall, straight towards ZWuji, and they're able to get the win.
FPX, it took them 37 minutes, but they got there in the end. Our predictions for this game did come out, but Rogue Warriors put up a good fight in game number 1. FPX looking to take the 2-0 next game.
This is a fight. This is probably the most, I'm not going to say probably, the most competitive game FPX has had so far this split. And they've gone up against like a hot finalist in JDG, BLG that was looking stronger coming into this split, and it's Rogue Warriors that pushed them. But you still have to sing the praises of GimGoon. Like, came in heroic, really. A lot of the times people don't understand the art of a weak side top laner, like the Soazes of the world. This is the type of game that you look at and you're just like fawning over what GimGoon ended up providing for the team, because that was humongous damage by LWX. But GimGoon came at the most crucial times.
It's the one play that ends the game that matters the most, Raz. And for this game, that was that last team fight off the back of GimGoon. And this was a really close one. You look at that gold graph, it was back and forth the whole time. The fact that Rogue Warriors were able to take FunPlus this far, something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and remember, the fact that the early game had been nullified, that entire focus that Rogue Warriors had there, and of course they can move towards their pick potential in mid-game, that was something that they were aiming for, but it was unfortunate that FPX had really simmered them down in the top set of the map. They were still creative, and I like the fact that Rogue Warriors found creative ways to pick themselves up leads later on. It's just that in the end of the day, FPX is showcasing the world right now that they are the strongest team in the LPL. If you're looking right now at Invictus Gaming, they don't hit the mark. You're looking at RNG, they're looking great, but they still need to fix a few points, hit some points in synergy, because Long Xing has come into the team, that they will get to that point midway through the split. But FPX came in strong in spring, kind of fumbled in the playoff time, and now have picked up where they left off.
And it's exciting to watch, too, because that game was not a clean stomp from them. They were challenged, and they were able to rise to that challenge. And that is so important. If you want to be able to reach the top, if you want to be able to get the top of the standings again, you need to be able to come back from games like that.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, especially when they're put in a position where they're trying to strengthen up a Sejuani Aurelia comp, and maybe wanted to get a few more tools at that. But Rogue Warriors really focused on trying to regain that control in early game by picking up the Elise, Renekton really early on too, and they're the type of team that the Renekton can go anywhere, right? Usually when you see teams like, I'll throw JDG under the bus and say when a Renekton gets picked early, that's going top lane. There's no way that you're going to be seeing Yagao pick up the Renekton mid unless if he's really spamming it in solo queue, but that hasn't been the case. But HuaTian's come into this league, and he's found so many mid laners that he can go through. Like, he's already played last split with the Echo. This time around, he came in with a Rumble mid lane as well. So he's certainly going to be throwing in the Rumble if his coach wants it from him.
And that's really exciting as we go into game number 2, because FPX have been challenged. The question now is, will that challenge be answered, or will it get tied up by Rogue Warriors 1-1? We're going to find out in just a few minutes.